we have learned a lot through this time of the Kali Yuga, and a lot of our astrological understanding developed during that time in certain ways that reflect some of the lessons that we go through in the different astrological ages of the Kali Yuga. So the Kali Yuga started in the age of Taurus, was moved through the age of Aries into the age of Pisces, and now we're coming out of that period as we move into the age of Aquarius. We're moving into higher consciousness. But part of what happened in the Kali Yuga is in our evolution of human consciousness, we got caught in more of a sense of separation, disconnection of ourselves from each other. We started to disconnect the sense of the sky and the earth. Starting about 410 BC in Mesopotamia, we have the first personal horoscope. Prior to that, astrology was more about communal understanding and star omens and understanding how this was going to impact the community. But then we started to move as we move into Hellenistic astrology and we move into the age of Aries, we get more and more caught up in how is astrology speaking to me and my own personal journey. And I think as we're coming out of the Kali Yuga, we are both expanding again out of just focusing on more of how astrology speaks to our personal development to more and more how it's also speaking to the development of our collective consciousness.
Do you see a
And
renaissance in that space in terms of astrology coming further into the collective zeitgeist? It does seem like more and more people are tuning into astrology at large en masse at the moment. Do you see a bit of a renaissance where astrology is way more interwoven into societal
absolutely,
awareness?
I think it is getting more interwoven, and I think there's more and more of an emphasis too on our understanding that we are in this collective journey of consciousness. As we move into higher consciousness, it's also supporting us in reclaiming more right brain ways of knowing, more movement into understanding of the planets as expressions of consciousness, energy, frequency, that we can begin to attune to them and our relationship with them without seeing them as planetary objects with particular meanings that guide us in how to have mastery or control over our own lives. We begin to come back into that connection with them and realize they have a consciousness and that they are outside of us, but they're also within us. Everything is interconnected.
Yeah, part of me obviously has drunk the Kool-Aid, so pardon me for that, but also wonders how much these tools are not just here to support us, but actually are like sort of the seats that we need to sit in a little bit to sort of get to where we need to go collectively as well. But anyway, that's just my little contemplation on where these things are coming through. Touch wood. So there's also the fact that as we move into an Aquarian age, our relationship with time is already shifting. Like we're a week at the time of this recording, where I found myself saying we're a week or two into January and it's already the middle of February, right? It's our relationship with time, touch wood, as we move into an Aquarian age, is going like we're going from water to air. So, can you maybe speak to just that element of it first, and then 'cause then I want to know about as time starts to shift, astrology is mapping to time. Like our awareness of astrology is probably going to need to mature further as well, isn't it?
Well, part of what I think what you're saying is in this perspective that we're in coming out of the Kali Yuga, we tend to see time as linear. In ancient cultures, they were much more tuned in to time as cyclical. Ancient cultures were much more tuned into larger cycles, like the precessional cycle. There's understanding of the precessional cycle that dates back 38,000 years. So I think we're reclaiming as we come out of the Kali Yuga more of a sense of these larger cycles. But I think we're also moving out of that understanding of time as linear to as we move into higher consciousness, as we move into fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional consciousness, we move beyond the constraints of space and time and understand that everything is a part of the sea of cosmic consciousness. So we can connect with these planets and stars in a very different way, in a more conscious and energetic way, rather than seeing them as really caught in these cycles of time that determine our history. We can actually co create with them, be in relationship with them, realize it's all a part of this unfolding of the consciousness of the cosmos.
The support it affords us, the astrological support. You've got quite a rich background in all the different things that you've done with your life, and to have landed in astrology, I think it's pretty evident when someone's relating to you that care for people is something that you embody quite deeply. The support that astrology in particular affords people. Can you speak to us of that?
Well, part of what drew me into astrology coming out of clinical psychology was, and I've been particularly influenced by evolutionary astrology, which is the realization that astrology can speak to us in terms of our soul's journey in this lifetime, in past lifetimes, when we realize that we're each on this ongoing journey of growth and evolution. Astrology allows us to drop to that deeper soul conversation.
Hey there, inspired evolutionary. If you absolutely loved this, well, then here's a full conversation with this guest on the Inspired Evolution podcast. Check it out now.